I touch on.
Yeah.
Was it 2 days ago I was listening to something on the BBC about China experiencing a decline in fertility rates for the first time since the 70s or so. People have decided they're not going to have children. They're choosing career over childbirth.
They're choosing AI over childbirth.
Or AI baby.
AI baby.
Series or whatever. Siri, can you bring my baby to me?
When I say Siri, see, my phone is asking, what can I help you with? Siri, go and sleep. I'm not talking to
you. Right. But in Ghana, for us still, children are a big deal. And I can assure you the number of requests or so New Year resolutions. I can put it New Year requests.
Yeah.
On 31st night, when people go to church, I think for a lot of young people, middle-aged people, yes, that is top of mind. The family unit is still very important to us, and children are the basis of families. So preconception care is always very, very important. Again, working all these years, Kwame, I've noticed something. Very few pregnancies are planned. So today I mentioned to one of my patients that I'll be talking about her. I'll be using her as an example. And she burst out laughing. I was like, Catherine, you didn't plan your thing. She's been coming to me. She's my patient. And hey, it looks like this month, and then I'm not seeing my period well. I was like, you're not seeing your period well. I say, doctor, I will check my manager questions be brief. So we go and check, and she's carrying.
Okay.
All right. So I'm then thinking, okay, was this planned? She could have, raised it. She's not a stranger. She's a very good friend stroke patient who comes to the hospital. But I don't think it's something that comes to us easily that, okay, let us go and have a conversation with our doctor because we want to have a child. We just think, okay, we've made up our mind and then it will happen. But preconception care is very, very important. But Kwame, before we do that, what is it? What's the definition of preconception care? Well, it's a set of interventions, all right, that are provided before pregnancy to promote the health and well-being of women and couples, as well as to improve the pregnancy and child health outcomes. Kwame, do you know that pregnancy does not only affect the woman, but it affects the man as well? All right? A lot of the time, we make it all about the woman. Yes, the woman is the one carrying. She's the one who's probably going to get the morning sickness. She's the one whose back is going to hurt from the 7th month. She's the one who's going to go into labor, push, and all of that. But you know that men also suffer some of the effects of the pregnancy. Like, you best smell at 1 a.m. Yeah.
That's a very hard work.
And when your E2 is not in season.
My God.
See, I'll never forget that request. The guy came and was like, me too. I mean, I'm not calling my or who we are my oh, Charlie, my guy, what's the problem? Say, Doc, 1 a.m. They say I should go and buy your E. But even the your E is not in season. Yeah, when they get the picker habits, and then you bear the brand, you're going to buy chili, and go look for shade, eat ice cream, and all of that. But psychologically, a lot of men worry. You worry. I'm one of those, people. Because I'm in the field, because I see the emergencies that can happen with pregnant women. I was very, very scared and worried for a whole 9 months. I don't think we could have done more than the 2 we have. Because I'm in the department, and at that time I was working at Google Presbyterian Hospital when the first one came. And every day I go to work, a woman's is pregnant and the blood pressure's gone through the roof. they have convulsions, somebody's bleeding, they've lost a child. Then you're thinking, hold on, this is somebody's wife. Well, but my wife too is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So same can happen.
Yeah.
And so I was constantly worried. I was never at peace until, the day the baby came out and all of those things. I was like, wow, it's like I've been carrying something for 9 months.
Yeah.
So preconception care is not just for the woman, but it is for the couple. And it's a set of interventions that we put out there to ensure or to promote the health and the well-being of women and couples. And Kwame, why are we interested in this? If you look at Ghana, for example, our maternal mortality rate as of 2024 stood at 110 deaths per 100,000 live births. This is a very undesirable number. We've made progress over the years, no doubt about it. I mean, I think when I was starting med school or something many years ago, we were somewhere in the 400s or so, per 100,000 live births. So 19, 20 years down the line, we are down to 110. We've made considerable progress. But compared with the global targets set out in the SDGs, all right, the Sustainable Development Goals set out by the United Nations, and it says that less than 70 deaths per 100,000 live births by 2030, all right? So if you're looking at that target and we are in 2026, if you know the way these things work, you move the needle very, very slowly. We're not going to jump from 110, to 70, less than 70 in 4 years. That will need some very dramatic interventions. So we're not where we're supposed to be. I mean, if you look at other developed, countries, then, people are doing single digits.
Wow.
All right, but we still have very, very high numbers. And it is sometimes because when we talk about maternal mortality rate, we're talking about women who die from pregnancy-related causes.
Right.
All right. So why should a woman die through this process of bringing another human being into the world? One of the big reasons is the absence of preconception care. And I'll go into a bit more details. Again, infant mortality rate. So an infant is the human between 28 days and then 1 year or less than a year. And that rate is also very, very, very high. We are looking at 28 to 29 per 1,000 live births. Meanwhile, this SDG goal is to do 12 per 1,000.
Okay.
All right? So these are the reasons why we must do preconception care. Now, Kwame, what goes into preconception care? What are these set of interventions? What is your doctor going to discuss with you, or what's the midwife going to discuss with you? Well, we've looked at all the different areas that affect or cause us to have the numbers that we have. So, Kwame, number one, we'll talk about nutritional conditions. Nutritional conditions. Very, very, very important. There's a lot of maternal undernutrition. And I think still we know the reason, or still we, in families, women still don't get the choice meat. There are things that we take for granted because we are in the urban centers or in Accra. But Kwame, a lot of this country is still peri-urban and rural, and those traditional things, the man will get the, thigh of the chicken, and then the woman gets the legs and all of that.
And
so maternal, and then the head, yes. So there are a lot of nutritional conditions that lead to anemia, in women. So one of the things we'll talk about is eating. If you want to make babies, then you have to eat a certain way. Folic acid, for example, is a very, very important nutrient that you must have enough of. And in other jurisdictions, they fortify things like bread, which is commonly eaten. Why? Within the first 6 weeks of pregnancy, the effect of the absence of folic acid is felt. It helps in the development of something we call the neural tube, which forms the spinal cord. Okay. All right? Yes, and then parts of the brain. So most women who come to their hospital for the first time, they are 7 weeks, they are 8 weeks, and they are coming to antenatal for the first time. If you have folic acid deficiency, the damage is done already, right? So in the preconception care, we will have very extensive conversation, and that is why this care is, or this intervention is not about women, it's about the men, so that how much pocket money, chop money, you know, because she's going to carry. Another thing we'll talk about is infections or sexually transmitted infections. All right. There are a lot of infections, particularly HIV, that can affect the pregnancy. Kwame, thankfully, we have something we call prevention of mother-to-child transmission. What is a strategy that we put in place that even if a woman is HIV positive, she's not able to transmit the virus to the unborn child. Okay. So we will have very extensive conversations about sexually transmitted infections and how they adversely affect pregnancy. The other thing we'll talk about also, 3, is mental health state. All right. A lot of women suffer during pregnancy. This anxiety. They know about these numbers I'm talking about, maternal mortality. Every home, every family will know about a woman who's died in the family many years ago because of childbirth. So my maternal grandmother, I didn't meet her, but she died as a result of childbirth complications. All right. So it is very, very prevalent. So it can affect the mental health of the woman and also affect the mental health of the man, because most men get anxious, have anxiety, you know. So it's a very difficult period, and we need to discuss all of it, make sure that the woman doesn't suffer anxiety, stress, depression, and so on and so forth. We'd also want to discuss too early, unwanted, and rapid successive pregnancies. So talk about spacing the pregnancies, and I think the benefits of doing that are very well documented. We would also have conversations about vaccine-preventable diseases. I know that these days there's a lot of this vaccination, anti-vax, you know, group and all the conspiracy theories about vaccines and all of that. But Kwame, we have had this expanded program on immunization or childhood immunizations since the 70s, and we have been going on about it very well without any problem, without any conspiracy theories, you know, and it's very, very important that we stick to that particular evidence. I mean, we've been using something for 50 years. I don't think it is now that we would have conversations about conspiracy theories. So we'll talk to you about that, the polio, the tuberculosis, the whooping cough, and why it is very, very important you prevent them. We would also discuss interpersonal violence. Sadly, even femicides continue to happen in certain homes. It is sometimes, it happened. I haven't seen it a lot in my practice, but a few times you would find pregnant women being assaulted, and it is one of the heartbreaking things that can happen. They need a lot of love. They need a lot of pampering, if I put it that way, for want of better expression, during this period. And the violence doesn't have to be physical violence. It can be emotional violence. It could be verbal as well. They would also have conversations about environmental health. And here, my pet, peeve is the smoking or hanging around places where they smoke. If your job is in a pub, Kwame, again, we have laws against smoking in public places, but for me, what I see when I go to certain places, nobody's enforcing that ban, all right? And I see young women work in these pubs, all right? Second-hand smoking is as bad as first-hand smoking, all right? And therefore, we need for you to have conversations about where you live and where you work, and that you are not exposed to certain environmental conditions that will affect the development of your baby. So, Kwame, this is a bird's eye view of all the 8 different areas that we will touch on during the preconception care. And this is why everybody must, those who want to make babies, Kwame media me we school no. But I catch you have they say he be by yem ya.
Why?
Well,
pension. Pension baby.
So those who want to make babies, then this is it. Please come in and book an appointment and let's have these conversations before you take the next steps.
Okay, well, this is very important information. If you're listening in, you have any question, you can send us a WhatsApp message, or you want to reach out to Doc as well. Please do that. I'm very happy that we got to talk about all of these things, because I'm pretty sure, like you rightly said, a lot of people have to plan to make a baby this year, you know, and invite us to some outdooring out there.
Yeah.
So please, anything you want to add, or probably your contact as well.
Right. So, I mean, let me reiterate the benefits of preconception care. We want to cut into that maternal mortality and infant mortality rate. And to be able to do that, preconception care have been demonstrated to be able to do that. It will give us a reduction in mortality and improvement in health outcomes for the mother. It will offer long-term benefits also for the woman. It will also lead to a reduction in the incidence of too early and too frequent pregnancies requiring abortions. Right. So for those who want to reach out to us or come over to Medical's Hospital, you know where we are. Our East Legon branch is number 10 Kincho Street, in the Ashaliboche School Junction Enclave. You can reach us on 0501 477 340. If you want to send us a WhatsApp, it's 0501 477 340. Kwame, today is the birthday of one of my staff.
Is it?
Yes, nursing officer Benjamin Edue Japon. And he's 28 years today. So happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Mr. Japon.
Yes. We are calling him Edu. Everybody calls him Benjamin, and sometimes I forget that he's actually called Benjamin. So happy birthday, and may you have many more happy years ahead of you.
I thought you said may you have children this year, but okay. Since we are talking about having children this year, Benjamin,
he hasn't come for preconception care, so I'm not going to make any assumptions.
Oh well, this year
everybody there will be slow kakra. It's the woman who decide that this year, they will have a child.
Oh, but this year the men will take charge. They will take charge. They will come for preconception care.
So
they will bring the
we
are going to see the doctor.
Charlie. We said they are following bizarre. I was like, oh, go, you have been doing that thing, and then the thing that you did has come.
And when they come, how do they? What kind of look do they have? You can tell that they dragged them there.
Resigned look. So, they are being there. No?
And
they be kicking and screaming.
Oh.
But I tell them that the thing you have been, you are responsible.
Yes.
I say,
then. Anyway, this is good. I'm grateful that you shared this with us, and I'm sure next week we'll tackle another very important part of our year.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's always good to be here.